Okay, so this is continuation for the book Dune 1965 by fill in the blank. I forgot who the fuck it is. I don't have the book with me right here. I have it in a different location. I moved from this location to another location. So um so doing these things kind of like reading books and watching movies gets a little difficult for me. But I can only read 10 pages at a time because I'm a beginner. I'm basically a slow reader. And again, I tried to read 20 pages, but holy shit, this 10 pages was like climbing up a mountain, and I could barely do 10 pages a day. But I am enjoying reading the book of Dune, and I think this is how people should read books. They should choose 10 pages, like in divisions of 10. Say, I'm going to read this book. I want to read this book. I'm going to read 10 pages a day. So just read 10 pages a day. And if you can read more than 10 pages, you're an advanced reader. I think they say the most advanced readers could read 300 pages in one day. So I'm all the way in the bottom. So this is pages 30 to 40. Um, very entertaining, very entertaining, very good. I seen the movie 1984's Dune with damn, I can't name names, but if you ever watched the movie Dune in 1984 or the 2000s one, um you probably know what I'm talking about. But they're still in the spaceship or in the shuttle headed towards Arrakis, and the next few pages, it's with Reverend Mother and Paul, and she's talking to him about his dreams, and she says, "Have you ever dreamt about this? Has your dreams ever came true? Have you ever like dreamt of something and then the next day it happens? Like, did you that sort of shit?" And she says, "Yeah, that's." Paul says, "Yeah, I've done that. I've dreamt of these people." And the Reverend Mother was getting real deep into his dreams, and she saying like, "Who you dream of? Like, what'd you dream of?" It's like, "Oh, I dreamt of a girl from Arrakis." So she's like, "All right, what's the girl's name? What she looked like, and what she do? What'd you tell her?" It's like, "Oh, I read her a poem and all this crap." He's like, "You read her a poem?" He's like, "Yeah, but I had to explain a lot of the shit to her because she couldn't understand it, like surfing and seaside and all that crap, because there's no water in Arrakis, right?" So that passes by. The Reverend Mother leaves, and then Paul's by himself, and then another guy comes. I think his name is Huait. Talks to Paul, the kid that you should know Paul by now from my other videos. And so this, I think his name is Huait. So this guy named Huait talks to Paul, and I don't know what association he is with him, but it seems like he might be like one of the guards for uh for the ship or something like that. And he tells him, "Hey, what the fuck? What are you doing? Like, I opened the door. You had your back towards the door. Never have your back towards the door." So he's basically like trying to teach him the ways of like protecting yourself. And Paul's kind of like, "Oh, I knew you were coming. I heard your fucking footsteps. I heard you coming down the hall. I knew it was you." And he says, "Yeah, but that could have been those sounds could have been replicated, and it could have been someone else, and you could have fucking got attacked and all that stuff. Just sit with your face towards the door always." And he was telling Paul a bunch of things in detail, like you gotta be careful, you gotta always keep your energizer charged, fully charged. You always have to like look sharp and be aware of situations. And this is something that the book does better than the movie, than both movies, 1984 Dune and the 2000s Dune. Hewitt talks to Paul about Arrakis, which is Dune, right? The Dune planet, the planet full of sand, right? There's no water there. But he explains to Paul Dune or Arrakis. I don't think they call it Dune yet, but he explains Arrakis and he says, dude, you're not taking Arrakis fucking serious, man. He's like, have you ever met a Fremen? Or Fremens are the people that live in Arrakis. And he's like, yeah, I heard about them, that they fucking stink because they wear these suits that recycle their fucking bodies of water. They recycle their water from their bodies and they wear these weird suits. I forgot what they called those suits, but he's like, and there's no water and it's hot and all that shit. He's like, no, you do not know how fucking hot it is over there. The wind fucking rips through your skin. The sand fucking cuts through through your face. The sun is so hot you cannot open your eyes because the sun is so fucking bright over there, and the temperature is so fucking bad that your freaking lips dry up like fucking crazy, and your body will fucking die like in 10 minutes in the desert. And I thought that was pretty interesting when they were talking about Arrakis. They spent a good like 2 or 3 pages talking about how dangerous Arrakis was in the weather. And I said, holy shit, man, you know what? I remember watching that movie Lawrence of Arabia, and the director or the filmer of that movie, there was a scene where it shows how really hot and dangerous the desert is in Lawrence of Arabia, and how you could fucking die within minutes. And he portrayed that in that movie very well. I have yet to see that done in Dune, 1984 or 2000's Dune. You feel like when you're watching that movie, the Arrakis, there's a cool ass breeze passing through them, and it's not even that hot. Like it's not even dangerous. You feel like, oh, it's a cakewalk, walking through the sand dunes and stuff like that. So this is where the book one ups the movie. You get more detail. You get more afraid. You're like, holy shit. Arrakis is a dangerous planet. Like people don't live. There's no even said like there's no living things there. There's no animals, there's no lizards, there's no this. Everything fucking dies there. The only thing that lives there is a fucking big ass worm and some people, some Fremen that live there. But other than that, no cow, no tree, no grass, nothing grows there. It's so fucking hot. It'll kill anything within minutes. So I said, "Holy shit, that's pretty cool about the book." So it talked about that, and it showed how Howet or whatever the guy's name was, um, how he really cares about Paul. I don't know if he's related to him or anything, but he's like trying to teach him, look, like he's a cool dude, and trying to teach Paul to be on his toes and take shit serious, and that this life is no joke. Like where you're going to Arrakis, that shit is fucking dangerous. It deserves your respect, and you gotta make sure that you abide by all that crap. So that's basically the 10 pages right there, and that's where I finished off. So far the first 40 pages of Dune is pretty fucking good. And every 10 pages is good. Every 10 pages is a different thing. It goes from one place to another. I think the first pages started with the House of Kaladin, or whatever it is, with Leto, Duke Leto, which is Paul's dad. Then Jessica, which is Paul's um, mother, and the Reverend Mother, and they're all in the House of Chaldeans or Caladans, whatever. House of Caladans, and then it skips to the other house, the House of the Harkonians or Harkonnen, whatever, however you pronounce it. And they ramble and they rant and they talk their shit, and then it goes back to the House of Chaldeans the next 10 pages, and then it goes through this. So every 10 pages is pretty entertaining, and it's pretty different. It moves a lot. There shows a lot of emotion in the book, a lot of personality. Like every character has a personality. I know how Paul's personality is, Jessica's personality is a certain way, and then the Reverend Mother's personality is one way, and then the Baron from whatever the Baron from the Harkonians has a different personality, and then Fade, which is the Baron's nephew or something like that. Fade, probably fed or feed, something like that. We know his personality, how he's a fucking idiot, and then we have the personality of Pitter, which is very angry and very like snarky and shit like that. So everyone has their own little personalities, and the writer is really good at creating those personalities and using those personalities and talking to each other. So far Dune is becoming a pretty good book. Hopefully tomorrow I read another 10 pages, and that those 10 pages become very interesting as well.